The trailer opens with silence, not action, and that silence feels heavy. The wasteland looks calm, but something is wrong. The camera moves slowly through broken buildings and empty roads, showing signs of life that no longer exist. This choice is important because it tells us episode 3 is not about explosions. First, it's about consequences. Every decision made in the first 2 episodes is now coming back to haunt the characters. The mood feels darker, more serious, as if the story is preparing to cross a line it cannot return from. We see familiar faces, but they don't look the same anymore. Their eyes carry fear, doubt, and exhaustion. These are not heroes walking served victory. These are survivors being pushed to their limits. One short moment shows a character hesitating before pulling a weapon, and that pause says everything. This is no longer about survival alone, it's about morality. Who are they willing to become to stay alive? The trailer carefully hides the full picture, giving us only fragments. A ruined settlement, burned structures, and distant screams tell a story without words. Something terrible has already happened, and the characters are arriving too late to stop it. The silence between scenes builds tension, forcing viewers to lean in and search for answers. It's clear that episode 3 will not be gentle. It is setting up a turning point, where trust begins to break, and fear starts to control every choice. This opening section also hints that the world itself is changing. The environment feels more hostile, more alive, as if the wasteland is reacting to the choices people make. The show is no longer just about surviving the world, it's about surviving what people are becoming inside it. That shift makes this episode feel heavier and more dangerous than anything before it. As the trailer continues, the focus shifts from the world to the people trapped inside it. We see characters standing together, but their body language tells a different story. Trust is fading. Words are carefully chosen. No one is fully honest anymore. The bonds built in earlier episodes are starting to break under pressure. And episode 3 looks ready to push those cracks wide open. One moment shows 2 characters facing each other in silence, surrounded by destruction. Their history is clear. But so is the tension. The way they avoid eye contact says more than any argument could. Something has happened between them, something that cannot be undone. This scene suggests betrayal, not sudden, but slow and painful, built over time. The trailer also hints at secrets coming to the surface. A hidden truth, possibly about the past, or a decision that changed everything, seems ready to explode. The camera lingers on small details: a clenched fist, a nervous glance, a weapon lowered instead of raised. These quiet moments reveal that trust is disappearing, replaced by fear and doubt. What makes this part so powerful is how human it feels. There are no big speeches or dramatic music cues. Instead, the tension comes from what isn't said. The characters are forced to choose between survival and loyalty, and it's clear that not everyone will choose the same path. Episode 3 looks like the moment where alliances begin to crumble, and once that happens, nothing will be the same again. The final moments of the trailer hit the hardest. Everything builds toward a single idea. Once this episode ends, there is no going back. We see flashes of chaos, broken alliances, and faces filled with regret. The tone is heavy, almost tragic. as if the story is warning us that the choices made here will shape everything that follows. One powerful image stands out: a character standing alone, surrounded by the aftermath of a terrible decision. There are no words, no music, just silence. It's a moment that says more than any dialogue ever could. This is the cost of survival in the Fallout world. Every choice leaves a scar. The final seconds of the trailer don't give answers. Instead, they leave questions hanging in the air. Who can still be trusted? Who will fall next? And how far will these characters go to survive? The uncertainty is intentional, pulling viewers deeper into the story and making Episode 3 feel absolutely unanimous. By the time the trailer ends, one thing is clear: Fallout Season 2 Episode 3 is not just another chapter. It's a turning point. A moment where the story changes direction, characters are tested beyond their limits, and the true cost of survival is finally revealed. The tension inside the group grows heavier with every step they take. And Episode 3 makes it clear that trust is no longer something they can afford. The trailer shows characters walking together, but emotionally they are miles apart. Small looks, short replies, and long silences speak louder than any argument. This is no longer a team trying to survive the wasteland together. It is a group of individuals protecting their own secrets. Every shared moment feels fragile, like it could break at any second. One of the strongest parts of this section is how the show uses body language instead of dialogue. A character tightening their grip on a weapon, another refusing to make eye contact, someone stepping back when they should be stepping forward. These small choices tell a powerful story. Something has already gone wrong, and everyone knows it, but no one is brave enough to say it out loud. The tension feels heavy because it's rooted in fear: fear of betrayal, fear of being exposed, and fear of what might happen if the truth comes out as the scenes continue. The environment around them starts to mirror their inner conflict. Cracked buildings, broken signs, and abandoned shelters reflect how unstable their relationships have become. The world feels empty, but not peaceful. It feels like it's watching them, waiting for the moment everything collapses. This visual storytelling makes it clear that the danger isn't just outside. It's growing within the group itself. One powerful moment shows a character hesitating before making a critical choice. The camera lingers on their face just long enough to show doubt, regret, and fear all at once. This hesitation tells us that whatever decision comes next will change the course of everything. The show doesn't rush this moment. Instead, it lets the silence speak, reminding viewers that sometimes the most dangerous choices are the quiet ones. As the episode moves forward, trust becomes a currency that is quickly running out. The characters begin to realize that survival might mean turning on each other. This realization doesn't come with anger or shouting, but with quiet understanding. They know what must be done, even if they don't want to accept it. That emotional weight is what makes this section so powerful. It's not about action. It's about the slow breakdown of unity. By the end of this part, it's clear that the group will never be the same again. Lines have been crossed, and even if no one has openly betrayed anyone yet, the damage is already done. The calm before the storm has passed. What comes next won't just test their strength, it will test who they really are when everything familiar is stripped away. The danger in this part of the story no longer feels distant or abstract. It moves closer, tighter, almost breathing down the characters' necks. The world around them starts to feel smaller, more suffocating, as if the wasteland itself is closing in. Every step forward feels heavier than the last, and the sense of control they once believed they had is completely gone. What once looked like survival now feels like a slow descent into chaos as the episode unfolds. It becomes clear that the threat they face is not just physical. There is a psychological weight pressing down on everyone. Fear is no longer sudden or explosive. It's constant. It follows them in silence, shaping their decisions and twisting their instincts. Even moments of calm feel dangerous, like the quiet before something terrible happens. This constant pressure changes how the characters think, forcing them to act in ways they never imagined they would. One of the most striking elements in this section is how the past begins to collide with the present. Old mistakes resurface, and choices once buried are dragged back into the light. The characters can no longer pretend those moments didn't matter. Every lie, every compromise, every selfish act now carries a price. The story makes it clear that survival is not just about staying alive. It's about living with what you've done to stay that way. The environment plays a powerful role here. The wasteland feels more alive, almost hostile, as if it's reacting to the chaos unfolding within the group. Shadows seem heavier, spaces feel tighter, and even familiar locations appear threatening. The world itself becomes a reminder that safety was always an illusion. There is no refuge left, only choices and consequences. Tension continues to rise as characters are forced into positions they never wanted. Some try to hold on to their humanity, while others begin to let it slip away piece by piece. The line between right and wrong becomes blurred, replaced by desperation. Trust becomes rare, and doubt spreads like poison. Every decision feels like it could be the one that destroys everything. By the end of this section, it's clear that the story has reached a point of no return. The characters are no longer reacting to danger, they are becoming part of it. Whatever happens next will not just test their strength, but redefine who they are. The world they knew is gone, and what replaces it may be far more terrifying than anything they've faced before. The final moments are quiet but haunting. There is no sense of closure, only the understanding that the road ahead will be even more unforgiving. The world they inhabit has changed permanently, and so have they. What lies ahead is unknown, but one thing is clear: there is no return to who they